What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am Power Sports Steve. We are here at Extreme Power Sports in Opelika, Alabama once again. And today, we're going to talk Honda Pioneers. Which one would be best for you? That's what we're here to do today, is find out which one of these is going to be the best for you. So we're going to talk about kind of the differences in the vehicles, some of the options that's in the 700, and then some of the options that's in the 1000 as far as seating goes and all that kind of fun stuff. Go over, kind of base model trims, deluxe trims, special edition trims, things that you may not know. You might be shopping for a Honda Pioneer, and there's a lot of models out there, right? So there used to be the 500 and the 520. The jury's kind of out with Honda. I think if there's going to be, that line is going to be continuing as far as the 5 and 520 goes. The 700 is not going anywhere to my knowledge, and the 1000 is definitely not going anywhere either, unless they come out with something new and better, which I doubt it, but they might. Nothing has been relayed, if you want to call it that, for 2025. These are going to be 2024 models as far as that goes. To my knowledge, nothing's going to be any different or any changes for 2025. Honda could surprise us. So with that said, let's kind of dig into them a little bit, do a little walk around, tell you, which one we would maybe pick and why, okay? So appreciate y'all watching. If you would, please give us a like and subscribe, folks. We've got a ton of videos coming. We're just kind of getting this channel up and going. I think we only got like 40-something videos, but we're going to try to do videos on just about everything we sell in time. So first off, let's check out the bad boy here. This is the 1006, okay? This machine's only been out a couple of years here. Honda was kind of late to the game to bring out the full crew cab. They were kind of living on the old design of the 1005 with the pop-up seats, and we'll show you the pop-up seats in the 700 here in just a second. But so the cool thing about the Pioneer 1006 compared to some of the other models, and Honda kind of beats their chest on this, is that this back seat area is about as big and has the most leg room as what's available in the market, okay? So that's kind of a cool feature. Honda also comes with the doors, these half doors already on them. If you were looking at like a Ranger 1000 crew cab, you all know that you get the nets, you don't get doors, and you got to pay a whole bunch of money to get some extra doors, okay? So if we added the price to the Ranger 1000 with the half doors, that changes the game up as far as when we start talking money, okay? Now this machine does not come with the top on it. We have added the top on it. Does come with the side doors and nets there. It's also got a rear bumper. We're going to show you that real quick. We put the rear bumper on it ourselves, and we'll probably put a windshield on here too. We'll just do a walk around real quick. Slick machine, and from the back you can kind of see the size difference, okay? All right, when you start looking at it, well, it's not maybe not too noticeable maybe in the picture because of the way the roll cage is on the 700, but if you really focus just on the bed part, like say tail light to tail light, tail light to tail light, you'll see that the 1000 does have a significantly bigger bed than what the 700 does, okay? So for you people that are going to be working, putting sprayers in it, hauling rock, mulch, any kind of debris, etc., big difference in the bed capacity of these vehicles, okay? And then we're going to get into some towing numbers here in a little while too, and you'll see that the 1000's definitely got an increase there. A little walk around the 700. This is the Forest Edition, okay? So for those that don't know, I'll just back up here for just a second. 700 Forest Edition comes with the camel pattern, comes with the front bumper already on it, comes with a winch on it, there's lights in the bed, it's got this wheel pattern on it, and that's it. No top, no windshield or anything like that on it. And I've already did a video actually of this exact vehicle. It's on the channel if you really want to see a deeper dive on the 704. Check out that video, okay? All right. I apologize, folks. I've got some people in the showroom up here, and they're talking with one of the salespeople about something, so you might hear a little chatter in the background, so I apologize for that. But this vehicle, again, the way it comes. So real quick breakdown. 700 comes in a 2-passenger vehicle, okay? Difference in the 7-passenger, or the 2-passenger and the 4-passenger, this roll cage would not be on the 2-passenger. The reason that this roll cage is on here is because, again, this is the 4-passenger, all right? And with my arm, it's kind of maybe a little hard to do here, because if you didn't see it, got a little arm problem from a dirt bike wreck. But anyway, this door opens on the back bed, right? This is part of your bed, essentially. This opens up, and this seat is going to flip up just like so. All right. And that's the top. We'll undo that real quick. So this becomes kind of a jump seat, if you will, and 2 people can sit back here. All right. Now, does an adult want to sit back here? Definitely not. Is it good for kids and all that? Absolutely, of course. Okay, folks, that's the reason that this roll cage is on the back here, because if you do have your kids in here and you have a boo-boo, kind of like I did with a bike the other day, you're not going to hurt anybody in the back. Okay? Kind of a cool little feature. And if you don't need seating capacity, you put the seats down, close the door, etc., and boom, you have a good-sized bed. So one safety feature that Honda did do on this, the bed latch is actually right here by the driver, okay? The bed will not raise unless the seats are down. There's a safety mechanism built in. So that way you don't have to worry about putting little Johnny in the back and go to lift the bed for some unknown reason and you throw the little Johnny out of the bed. Nobody wants to do that. Little Johnny needs to stay in the vehicle and buckled up. So just to tell you that. So that's kind of the difference between the 2-passenger and the 4-passenger. The front of the vehicle is going to be designed the same as far as 2 and 4. Does not matter. Then we get into differences as far as a standard and a deluxe. The deluxe is going to add power steering, it's going to add a different wheel pattern, and it's going to add your paddle shifter, all that stuff, okay? Then of course we've already mentioned the Forest Edition with the bumper and the winch already on this vehicle. So let's look inside real quick. Again, set up for 2 people, right? So only 2 seat belts across the bench seat here, all right? Real quick look getting in, you got your emergency brake here on the left. We've got your light switch. We've actually got a light switch for the back. We've got your winch controller. We've got a auto mode and a manual mode. So you can put that into the manual mode, and that's when you can use the paddle shift right here. Excuse me. For your four-wheel drive system, you got your two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, and your four-wheel drive diff lock. So it's gonna lock the front, and you get the maximum traction that you can get. Now let's talk transmissions. That's something that a lot of people don't know about the Hondas. Everybody knows Honda for having, no belts, okay? Almost every other brand in the world runs a belt CVT transmission. Honda does not run any belt transmission for their vehicles. They're all a gear type transmission. This vehicle started in the 2003 Honda Rincon 680, because that's where this motor came from, and transmission and everything. So there's no low range on this vehicle. Some people have argued, oh, it's a manual, put it in first, that's low range. Folks, that's still not low range. Yeah, it's your first gear, but it's not a low range. There's no sub-trans on this vehicle or anything, no transfer case to change anything, okay? This is just kind of the way that it is, right? It's kind of geared high, not gonna lie. If you're doing a lot of work, towing, pulling, etc., not having a low range on here is really kind of detrimental to this vehicle. If it had a low range, it would change my attitude and perspective on this vehicle significantly, and that's just the way that I am, just for what I see. It's got a top speed around 40 miles per hour, just over 40, so it's not bad as far as top speed goes, but the grunt, the pulling is just kind of goofy. This transmission is a 3-speed, has a hydraulic torque converter, basically a miniature automobile transmission of what you and I are all used to using. Pretty much that. So we'll cycle the key on here. Kind of got your old school LCD display on here, indicators on the left, tachometer on the left, gear indicator, speedometer in the middle, fuel gauge on the right, clock, trip meter, etc. And of course you got a little button here to toggle all your stuff, trip B, coolant, or your engine temp, engine hours, voltage output. It's got a little wrench over here, which is cool. So it'll actually count backwards from 100 to tell you about your first service for 100 miles or 20 hours. So wrench on here for the hours. So again, 20 hours or 100 miles on your first service, which is kind of cool. And then you can reset that and go on to the next one, and then back to your odometer, okay? Pretty self-explanatory. Does have a little glove box here. Nice size glove box. Actually, I like the angle of it, so stuff doesn't want to fall out on you. It does have all the netting down here in the bottom, so you can add some stuff, which is kind of nice. Little cup holder built into the door, which is nice. Same way on the driver's side and all. You got your latch right there on the inside. That's really about it, folks. I'm not going to get into the servicing in the back and the maintenance and pulling seats and all that, because I only have one arm right now. I kind of want to give you my input, show you the vehicles, and go from there. So let me turn the key off of this guy, and let's go look at the 1000. So since we just got done talking about the transmission, we'll talk about the biggest difference here. Obviously 1000cc versus 700, but the glaring detail right there on the hood is this has the dual clutch transmission. So for those of you that don't know, dual clutch transmission means just that. It is a 2-clutch transmission. It's going to have basically a clutch operates 1, 3, and 5. One's going to operate 2, 4, and 6. Okay, totally different. This is basically a regular old school 6-speed transmission that's designed to shift all by itself. And I apologize for the shadow. I just realized that with the lights in here and the way that the roof is on this vehicle, it's kind of giving me a shadow. So I apologize for that. We'll get a little closer. But there's the gear shifter. So you got park, reverse, neutral, high range, and low range. So you do have a low range on this vehicle, which is awesome. And then a nice other cool feature you'll notice on this particular unit is that it has the turf mode right here. So you can slide this over into turf mode. It's going to unlock the differential on the back, and it's not going to rip up the grass and make the wife mad and all that kind of fun stuff. And then of course you have your regular 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and your diff lock as well to lock everything. Got a cool tow haul function, automatic versus manual, meaning you can use the paddle shifters on here like the 700 that we already talked about. Of course, we got your light switch, cup holders. You got the same kind of netting situation set up down here in the bottom. Glove box is very, very similar, not as big unfortunately, but it does have it. It's got a little cubby up here as well. And then on the bottom, you've got access. These switches are already in the vehicle. You can just run wires to those and boom, power up all your accessories, which is awesome. Okay. Let's see. I talked about the space in the back, bigger bed, just kind of showing you the inside of the vehicle. I like this textured flooring, and I mentioned this in like the CF Moto video specifically. The way they do theirs is, you know, this keeps it from being really slick. When you're talking about mud and water building up in here, you're not going to slip and twist an ankle and all that kind of fun stuff. 3 seat belts. I don't know if I mentioned that. 3 seat belts across the back, right? And then 3 seat belts set up in the front. So this is set up to haul 6 people and 4 people on the Pioneer 700. So which one would we pick? Folks, just me, based on my application and what I'm doing, I'm buying one more for work than I am play. I'm taking the 1000 all day long just because of the more power, more grunt, all that stuff. Significant, I mean, the 1000 literally has almost double the horsepower. We're not gonna get into a whole bunch of that, but it does, and it is a much, much quicker machine. You can get the 1000 in just a 3-seater. So basically cut out the middle portion and you have a 3-seat version, okay? So they have a 3-seat 1000, kind of like what you would have with a 2-seat 700. They have a 1000 5-seater, okay, which is gonna be 3 people across the bench. And then it's gonna be set up like the 700, okay, with the roll cage across the back, across the bed. They have a 1005 where you'd have a roll cage set up across the bed and the back of it. The door opens and the seats flip up as well. I don't have one right here to show you right now, so we're not gonna get into that, but that would be an option as well. So it really depends upon how many people you wanna fit, right? 700 if you only wanna haul 2 or 3 people. Maybe someone wants to sit in the bed, that'd be awesome. Okay, for the 4-passenger, maybe you got kids and you just wanna, most of the time you're gonna work, right? So it's just gonna be you, or you got a couple of kids and you know occasionally they're gonna ride, boom, you throw them in the bed, flip the seats up when you're not really working it, and that would make a great little function. Same way with the 1005. If you want the 1000 motor because you're more work, you could get the 1005, flip the seats up when you need the kids. That keeps you from having such a long vehicle. Folks, this Joker is long. It's one of the longest ones we have. Makes a big, big difference when you start using it out on the trail, using it around the yard, trying to back up and do 3-point turns and all that kind of fun stuff, right? Okay, so folks, that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna get into too much of the detail as far as the engines, maintenance, all that kind of fun stuff. There's a price difference, obviously. Y'all can look that up on the web and see kind of which one you're looking at and everything. You can always visit our website at extremeopelika.com. We've got some sales going on all these pretty much all the time. So if you have a question, give me a call, come see us. And again, appreciate you all watching. Really, thanks for hanging in there. A lot to go over, I know, and I know we probably didn't touch on every single detail, but that's a quick breakdown. If you'd give us a like and subscribe, we'd really appreciate it. As you can tell, folks, we've got, I mean, this is just the bottom building. This is kind of our Sea-Doo Yamaha Can-Am showroom to give you an idea that we're working in today. got a whole other showroom full of all our other stuff, and we're going to make a whole bunch of videos. So appreciate you watching. Take care. See ya.